Do you think Katy Perry is going to the bottom of the ocean now? Is that where she should be? Do you think she will feel more connected to love? Sure. I think she should try it. See, where are you more connected to love?
Hola amigos. Yo soy Valdemar.
I refuse to participate in this.
Why? I'm including new viewers to our channel. Like maybe some Hispanic viewers will be like, "Oh, that's a good channel," and they speak Spanish
what
too.
What else can you say in Spanish? What else can you say in Spanish?
Fiesta.
Fiesta. Cerveza.
Buenos noches. Cerveza. Tacos. The second one. The
Fajitas?
No. The bigger one.
Burrito? I don't know if burrito is in Spanish.
Mexico.
I'm Veronica.
And I'm Valdemar.
And today we're watching
a video.
What video?
Scientific video this time. The ocean is way deeper than you think.
Yeah.
A very short video.
Yeah, it's just 6 minutes.
Which is weird because the ocean is such a big place. You would think that it would take a longer time to delve into what is on the bottom.
On the bottom. Yeah, I thought so too. I think for this reason, I don't think either of us is going to be like flabbergasted by this video. I know that the ocean is very deep. I don't think it is deeper than I think because I already think it's pretty damn deep.
I know that it's deeper than like a tallest mountain.
Yeah, it's
on
deeper
the
than Mount Everest, yeah. But we will find out. I really do like these videos where they present in a very visual way, with the size comparisons. We did that for the nuclear weapons. We did that for the size of the universe. I enjoyed that one more than Valdemar. So I'm really curious if you will enjoy this video. What do you think?
I don't know. I will see. I will tell you.
Okay, well, let's see then.
Yeah, and there is this quote, right, from this famous person that I don't remember, about how we know more about the space than we know about the ocean.
Yeah, and spaces on Earth. I don't know if it's a quote from someone.
But it's like a very old quote, and I wonder how actual it is,
Well, apparently there is more undiscovered species in the universe, in the ocean, than the discovered species that we do know. That's what is estimated. That's what I've heard, at least. I don't know if it's true. But it's not as shocking if you think about it.
Really?
Because, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, even if you include, like, insects and stuff?
Yeah, apparently. But there is a lot down there in the ocean. And,
maybe.
species is quite a wide area. But that's what I heard. I don't know if it's true or not, guys. You can let us know.
Yeah, and also that's why I said about this quote, because I heard this quote when I was
I don't think
6. So I wonder how actual it is, because
how true.
Yeah,
accurate.
How accurate today?
I don't think it is accurate because that just sounds really like to inflate it and to maybe sound a bit scandalous, because what do we really know about the space? We don't know that much about the space at all. So in comparison to what? About our, if it was like about our solar system, then maybe that's a space for comparison, but we don't even know how big the space is. We don't even know if it's infinite or not. So how can we say that we know more about it?
I don't know, but we know some stuff about space.
Yeah, but not a lot. Yeah. Well,
but what they mean is, I think, is that we are able to observe the universe at least to some extent, and we really have no tools. Even today, we have not really good tools to observe the deepest depths of the oceans.
I've actually listened to a podcast about it recently. Again, I don't know if it's true because I have no way of checking it, but apparently it's a bit of a myth that we actually have most of the bottom of the ocean mapped with the sonars. And it's not really that it's that we really can't get down there, of course. And, at the bottom of the trenches, we really can't see what's in there. And it's difficult to track all the species, so we don't know what is in there. But it's not that we completely, that there could be an ancient civilization that
not an ancient civilization, but just to make it quick, and we will start watching. Like, for example, with the Titanic, like I read it somewhere that for many years people didn't believe the survivors from the Titanic when they said that the ship broke in half, because they said it's not possible, and they had some calculations. And not only until they reach the how do you call it, the ruin of the ship,
The wreck.
the wreck of the ship, yeah, that they were able to prove that in fact it was true story by the survivors.
Yeah, I think both of these things are true at the same time, that it's just like very costly to find a specific thing. And it's also why there's so many mysterious disappearings of ships and planes, just because it's very difficult to find something. But I don't think that means that we really don't know that much about the bottom of the ocean. But if you guys know more about it, then we would be super interested to read.
Let's see,
let's
maybe
find out.
we'll know more after this video.
The ocean is really, really deep. Deeper,
Yes.
in fact, than most of us realize. If you were to shave off all of the land from the tops of
Minecraft.
every continent and island in the world and fill up the ocean's deepest points with that land, then the entire Earth would be covered in an ocean 2 miles deep. 3/4 of our planet is already covered in water, though, and it goes a lot deeper than just 2 miles. Let's start with a sense of scale. This dot right here is the size of an average human. This slightly larger dot is the size of an elephant, and this is the size of the largest ship ever built, the Knock Nevis. With
Have you
that
heard
in
of it?
mind,
I
let's
know.
start going underwater and see what we find out. The first milestone is at 40 meters below the surface, which is the maximum depth allowed for recreational scuba diving. A little further down at 93 meters is where the wreck of the Lusitania
What happens when you go to 41 1 meters? There is like a police of like sea people.
Like in Harry Potter.
was discovered, which is interesting because the Lusitania itself is 240 meters long, which means that it sank in water shallower than it is long, so if the ship was standing on its stern or bow, it would be sticking out of the water. Just slightly deeper than that, at 100 meters, is where diving can become seriously fatal if you're not careful because of decompression sickness. But that didn't stop a man named Herbert Nitsch to accomplish the free diving world record at a depth of 214 meters. This guy
What? Almost
swam down
twice.
to
No,
this
over
level
twice.
with just one single breath. But a little further down at 332 meters, we have the scuba diving world record, which was accomplished by another man named Ahmed Gabir. If he had swam down another 111 meters, then he would have reached the height of the Empire State Building if it was submerged underwater. And a little further than that, at 500 meters below the surface, we arrive at the maximum dive depth of blue whales, the largest creatures on the planet and also the limit of the US Seawolf-class nuclear submarine. At 535 meters, we can witness the maximum dive depth of emperor penguins, and this is when we must bring up the intensity of water pressure. At this level below the surface, the water pressure exerted on a person or the penguins would be roughly equivalent to a polar bear standing on a quarter. So further down the depths at 800...
I had no idea that penguins are able to
Swim so deep.
swim so deep.
No, me neither.
And can you imagine, because like orcas, they hunt
Yeah.
penguins, so the penguins can go like deeper than orcas, and at some point they're like ah, and the orcas like god damn it.
Maybe it's one of the reasons actually that they can hide from predators. Because they're able
then
to
the
swim.
orcas are like, but I can hold breath longer than you.
Waiting here.
I will wait here.
Oh, that's terrifying.
130 meters would be the height of the Burj Khalifa in Dubai, the tallest building in the world. Once we hit 1,000 meters below the surface, we begin to enter the scary zone. Light from the surface can no longer reach beyond this point, so the rest of the ocean below is shrouded in permanent darkness. On top of that, the water pressure you would experience at this point would be about the same as if you were standing on the surface of the planet Venus, meaning that you would die very quickly. You would also meet
That's
the
a good
giant squid
comparison.
at this sea level if the water pressure didn't already kill you. At 1,280 meters, we reach the maximum depth dived to by the leatherback sea turtle, and further down at 1,828 meters, we would reach the deepest part of the Grand Canyon were it to be underwater with us. Down at 2,000 meters, we start to encounter some of the more terrifying sea creatures, like the ominously named black dragonfish, a carnivorous beast with a stomach that doesn't allow light to be emitted through it. Meaning that since we're in total darkness underwater at this point, the only way you would ever see this thing is with a flashlight. A little further down at 2,250 meters, we would reach the maximum depth dived to by both sperm whales and the very frightening colossal squid. Sperm whales often have sucker marks and scars left on their bodies from battles with the colossal squid that likely take
It's so
place at
big.
these incredible depths.
I didn't
the
know
squids
that.
themselves can grow to be 14 meters long and weigh up to 700
Okay, this video has already been worth it for me. Because I knew they were big, but I didn't know they were 14 meters.
It looks kind of like Tulu.
Yeah. I think but I think the Lovecraftian monsters, they do come from, octopi.
But could Lovecraft even knew about those creatures?
Yes.
How?
Yes, they did know about some of them, because sometimes I think it's like the sea washes them out ashore or something, and also he did see other octopi.
If I would live in like 19th century and I didn't know that much about like science, and I would see this thing somewhere on the beach, and I would change religion.
Yeah, but you have to remember they already knew about dinosaurs at that point. So they did know there were strange creatures.
but they found bones.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe not the real thing.
Kilograms with eyes the size of a dinner plate and razor-sharp sickles in the middle of their tentacles. So yeah, good luck with that down there.
Oh my god, they have sharp
further
things in
down
the
at
tentacles.
3,800 meters, we can find the wreck of the RMS Titanic. And a bit past that, at 4,000 meters, we start to enter the abyssal zone of the ocean.
Ooh,
Water pressure is at an
the abyssal
astonishing
zone.
11,000 pounds per square inch down here, and there are numerous strange, almost alien-like creatures that inhabit these depths, such as the fangtooth, anglerfish, and viperfish. Down at 4,267 meters is the average depth of the ocean, where you would normally expect to hit the floor, but there are parts of the ocean that go significantly deeper than even this. At 4,791 meters rests the wreckage of the battleship Bismarck, sunk during World War II, and way down at 6,000 meters is the beginning of the Hadal zone, named after the underworld Hades itself. The water pressure down at these depths can become 1,100 times what you would experience way back on top at the surface, which is roughly equal to an elephant balancing on a postage stamp or a single person carrying the weight of 50 Boeing 747 jumbo jets. Down at these depths, you would be crushed immediately without any outside protection, but life still exists down here in various strange forms. At 6,500 meters, we reach the maximum depth that the DSV Alvin can dive to, a popular research submarine that helped to discover the Titanic. Way further down at 8,848 meters below the surface, and we have arrived at the height of Mount Everest, were it to be upside down and placed underwater. And then, way further past even that, at 10,898 meters, we arrive at the depth reached by James Cameron in 2012 during the Deep Sea Challenger mission. The deepest point in the ocean yet reached by humans was back in 1960, though, when two men named Don Walsh and Jacques Piccard reached a depth of 10,916 meters using their Trieste submarine. It took them 5 hours to descend through the ocean to this depth, and they only stayed for 20 minutes before a window cracked and they began to resurface.
Can you imagine? I can't.
Is there a movie about this? There must be.
About movies, do you know that the footage that you see in Titanic, when at the beginning that they have those cameras and this whole equipment in the wreck of the Titanic, it's the real footage?
Yeah.
From when Cameron went there?
Yeah. That's
I must say props to the guy, right?
Yeah.
Just a bit further down from there at 10,972 meters, and we reach the average flight altitude of a commercial airliner.
That's
so
just
if you've ever
mind-blowing,
looked
isn't
out
it?
of a window while on a flight and looked down to the ground, that's a very good sense of how incredibly deep down into the abyss that we are currently at. Finally, when we hit 10,994 meters, we have hit the bottom of the known ocean, called the Challenger Deep, right here on this map, just about 300 kilometers southwest of Guam Island. However, it is believed that there are almost certainly even deeper parts of the ocean than this that just haven't been discovered yet. It wasn't until 1997, after all, that the Sirena Deep was discovered with a depth of 10,732 meters, making it the second deepest known point in the ocean. It is estimated that only about 5% of the ocean's floor has been accurately mapped, leaving the other 95% to be currently a mystery. It may be only a matter of time before an even deeper part of our ocean is found, and who knows what we may discover there.
Oh, that ended very abruptly. Like as if he was trying to hide something. I don't know. That made me uneasy. Okay, so I was wrong about the mapping of the
he showed the photo of Cthulhu, so?
Yeah. Have you read the stories? I don't know. I remember I bought you the book, but I don't remember if you ever read it.
No. But I love the visuals. Like
yeah,
for me it's like this or the xenomorph from the Alien series. It's like the two of the scariest creatures that were ever created by a human imagination. Yeah,
Lovecraft was a genius, really. But
the second one was the xenomorph.
Oh yeah, that one too.
From Alien.
Yeah, that one too. I really like this video. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, very.
Because you're less of a science guy.
It was nice that it was so quick and so to the point. Like it had one purpose to like surprise you, to astound you, and it did that.
And I really, really liked the visual. I already said that they said from that this is as deep as when you look out from the window of a plane. I think that was really eye-opening, that this is how deep it is. Because most of us, everyone who's been on a plane, we do realize how far away the Earth is.
Yes, but also no, because at this height, when you are so high, you don't really see the bottom.
Well, if there's no cloud coverage, then...
Then what?
Oh, you mean in the ocean you would not see the bottom? Or...
No. When you are in the plane.
Yeah, you can see the smudges down there, so you know it's very, 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 very far away. And kind of because you ascend and descend, then you kind of know how much further it is. A little bit.
Yeah, but but the plane kind of how to say, it disconnects you from this whole journey because it's so fast. Also, it's so comfortable. You don't like. It's just a couple of minutes and you're already up there.
Maybe.
And inside the cabin you have no noise basically. You have no pressure. You can walk. You can take a toilet. You don't feel the distance.
True.
It would be different, I think, if you would fly a normal plane, like a smaller plane, from like the beginning of the 20th century.
But then they fly lower.
You could be even much lower, but you would feel the distance more.
And if you could go to the bottom of the ocean, would you?
No,
like
not after what happened to this.
The Titanic expedition.
Titan, yeah.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't like to either.
Like if you have, like for me, this was like the best example of that. There are some things that no matter how rich you are, you should not do. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think Katy Perry is going to the bottom of the ocean now? Is that where she should be? Do you think she will feel more connected to love? Sure. I think she should try it. See, where are you more connected to love? Sorry.
That was funny.
But yeah, I don't think I would like to go. I think you would have to be a scientist to really enjoy it because it's not like you can see much out the small window.
I would not want to go, but I would very be happy to send a drone or something like that.
Yeah.
And if I could maneuver the drone, it would be the greatest thing, and to have a good source of light.
Oh yeah, and then you can see like you're kind of in a video game, right?
Yeah, or with a drone.
Oh, with a drone. Yeah, I guess. But I would like to scuba dive because we've never. So I think that would be... You haven't, right?
No.
That would be nice. Not to 300 meters, just,
And also when he said at the beginning about the guy who went scuba diving... no, not scuba diving. He was free diving.
Free diving.
200 meters. But it sounds unimaginable. But I remember once I was watching this show on TV. It was called Guinness World Records. Mm-hmm. And there was a guy who was beating the world record for the longest time holding a breath. Mm-hmm. And they held him in an aquarium. Mm-hmm. And the guy was there for 30 something minutes.
30 minutes? No, that's not possible.
Yeah. How do you think the guy was able to go 200 meters?
Well, I thought it was 15 minutes, not 30.
200 meters?
Oh my God. Okay. Well, I didn't know. It was impossible. And I wonder, how do you decide that this is the last meter that I can go? Because you're starting to feeling kind of woozy because you would still have to have enough strength to go back up. So how woozy can you feel? How do you decide that this is the last meter that I'm going? Maybe you have some kind of monitors and they I think
it's very possible that there are many people who are doing this. Mm-hmm. And the ones that survive are the ones that we hear about.
Okay.
Because it's like you said, if you go so deep, then it's really a matter of seconds.
Maybe they are. I wonder if it's still free diving, if you would still be connected to some kind of equipment, and then you do it on your own, but they are able to pull you up.
Yes, it is free diving. Free diving isn't about lack of
so he could
equipment.
Have precautions.
Definitely, he had a rope because. If you are so deep, then I think there's such a problem with the light that it may be difficult for you to find the surface.
Oh, and I do wonder.
You have a rope, but it doesn't matter because the problem is that you are so deep that you have to calculate exactly when it's the time for you to go up. Because to go 200 meters in water at this pressure, because it's also the pressure. It's not like you are swimming in the pool. Because 200 meters in the pool, you're if you are like Michael Phelps, it's 30 seconds. I don't know, 1 minute. But going from the bottom to the up, it kind of helps you. Like at some point, the pressure it keeps you up, but if you're so much below the surface,
it takes
then
a lot of
the
effort.
pressure pushes you from the top.
Yeah, for sure. You're not feeling like, yeah.
So like I don't know how they do it, how they are able to know and to be confident enough to go so deep and be like, okay, now is the time.
Well, thanks for watching with me.
No problem.
And thank you guys for watching with us. If you liked it, you know what to do. You can like, subscribe, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Hit the notification bell because we will be launching our movie reaction channel soon enough.
Yep.
And you will want to stay informed of that. I hope so, at least. And thanks to everyone who's already written that you are excited. We are also excited. And thanks so much for all the lovely comments that we've been getting lately because you guys really are awesome. And we'll see you in the next video.
Yeah, me too.
Bye.
Goodbye.